Welcome back, team. You are gaming with a Colonel, and this is a tutorial on research for Strategic Command WW2 World at War. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the research screen up, and I have a couple of things being researched here. First thing I'd like to tell you is down here it says maximum research on this blue bar, 200 military production points. That's the most I can assign to research. I currently have 1,600. If I were to do amphibious warfare for 125, this would go up to 1725. Let's just pick one. Let's go to advanced subs and pick one. This is 150. If I assign this 150, this is going to go to 1750. Now I can only assign another 250 points because my maximum is 2,000. This is different for every country, and it determines how fast you can research, how much research you can do. Okay, so while, if you're expecting me to talk about each one of these categories, I'm not going to do that, at least not in this video. What I will tell you about is how research works. If you have a chit, i.e. you are researching something. Here I'm researching advanced tanks. I'm currently at 58 of 100. Once you get to 100, it goes up. I'm currently at level 2. Once I get to 100, it's level 3. So how do these bars go up? So every single turn, if you have a chit there, it goes up, okay, in the most basic way, five points. So I'm currently at 58. It should go to 63. However, it's random. So it can be, although it can be go up or back randomly 50%, and it's rounded down. So that means if you have one chit, so 5 rounded down, or 50% half is 2.5. It's rounded down. So it could only advance 2, and I could get to 60 instead of 63. There's also a chance they can get 50% more. So that would be 7.5, right? Because half of 5 is 2.5. 5 plus 2.5 is 7.5, but it's rounded down, so 7. So it can go anywhere from 2 to 7. So I could go from 60 to 65 next round. That is the most basic part of research, all right? Now, that's for each chit. So here, I have 2 chits in advanced subs. So again, remember, it's rounded down, so 2.5 to 7.5 rounded down is 2 to 7. However, if you have 2 chits, now it's 2.5 doubled because you have 2 chits. That's 5 to 15. So every round here, I can get between 5 and 15. I'm currently at 24, so I could go anywhere from 29 to 39 next turn. Okay, so those are the most basic examples. So more chits is better. And it actually gives you 1% more if you have 2 chits because it's no longer rounded down. All right, so that's the most basic part of research. Now, if you are at more than 45%, I'm not here in advanced subs, but I am in advanced tanks, then there is a chance of a breakthrough. And what a breakthrough is an additional 10 to 20% added on. So if I'm at 58 and there's a breakthrough, I could get between 68 and 78 next round. And usually when you end the turn, it says, you see this scientific breakthrough, this is advanced by X. So that's after 45. Okay, and again, the chance of that happening is 5% per chit. So you can get 10 to 20 points every round, a 5% chance. So that's a 1 in 20. That you go up by another 10 to 20 points. But it's per chit. So here, because there's 2 chits, there's a 10% chance of getting a breakthrough. However, I can't get a breakthrough because I'm not at 45. So no breakthrough chance here. They're at 40, no breakthrough chance there. Now again, the minimum I can get with 2 chits here is 5% or 5 points. So I'll be at 45 next turn, and then the breakthrough chances start. Okay, so that is your base research and your breakthrough. Now it gets more complicated. Now there's research sharing. So Germany shares with Italy and Japan. Italy shares with Germany. Japan doesn't share with anybody. So what does this mean? If you have a higher research level than your partner that you share research with, then your partner gets the difference. So if I have advanced tanks 2 and my partner Italy has advanced tanks 0, if they are researching advanced tanks, they get an additional 2 points every turn. So if the base is 2 to 7, if they have 1 chit, now it's 4 to 9. Right? Pretty simple. The allies have a lot of sharing going on amongst themselves. You can go read that in the rule book. There's a lot of sharing and some guys share with some people, some don't. I'm not going to go into the allies. So first you have basic research, 5%, which is modified to 2 to 7 per chit, or 5 to 15. Then there's breakthrough after you get to 45 points, and that's 5% per chit chance of getting a breakthrough, and a breakthrough is 10 to 20. Now, there's research sharing, which adds if your partners have higher levels of research. And then on top of that, this stuff all gets complicated, the formulas, is spying and intel. So spying and intel here. If you have a higher spying and intel than anybody else, then your research is increased by 1. If you have a lower, then it's decreased by 1. So I'm at spying and intel 2 here. Let's say the UK is at 1, right? So this is like captured equipment and this and that and the other. So I get 1% more, or a 1 point more, right? So if I'm higher than the enemy, let's say I am by 1. Let's say they've got 1 and I've got 2. So now my advanced subs, which I have 2 chits, which is normally 5 to 15, my advanced tanks, which is 2 to 7, and we're not talking about breakthrough here because the advancement is 24, not 45. So now it's 5 to 15 and advanced subs. And because I'm up 1 on spying and intelligence, it's now 6 to 16. Now, I doubt the Italians have any higher sub than me, so I'm not going to get a bonus there. But if they did, then it would be higher. Right? So spying and intelligence can really make a difference over the long run, because if you have an advancement of 2 over and you have 2 chits, that's 4 additional points per turn. So 4 points additional to the 5 to 15, which the regular chits has. Now you've got 9 to 19. And that's pretty impressive, especially if there's a research sharing bonus. So you could easily get 20 points per, which means you could advance this minimum of 5 turns. You could be advancing your technology, even without breakthroughs. So you definitely want to be doing that early. You want to be doing it often. Research is important. So again, to recap, basic research is 5% per chit, but it's modified, so it's 2 to 7, or if you have 2 chits, it's 5 to 15. Over 45 points, you have a chance of a breakthrough. The chance is 5% per chit, and the breakthrough is 10 to 20 points. Then you have research sharing, if your partner has a higher level than you, and then spying intelligence. The higher difference is 1. It also decreases the other guy by 1. Now, it doesn't take away from your research. What it does takes away his spying and intelligence level. So if I have 2 and he has 1, I'm higher, he's lesser. He doesn't get the 1 bonus for spying and intelligence. And that is research in a nutshell. I know it's complicated. This is probably the most complex part of Strategic Command WW2 World at War, is figuring out the research mechanism. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if I didn't explain it that well, let me know in the comments. I'll come back and try to do it better. For now, you've been Gaming with the Colonel, and I'm out.